The battle over equality in higher education. College and university campuses already reeling from a stay-at-home semester, now face an uncertain future as some schools are laying off staff and reducing new hires. And that's exposing yet another issue. Who has the job security of tenure? One Black University of Virginia professor recently spoke out after he says he was denied tenure unfairly, and he argues that the deck is stacked against Black professors. Our David Wright has his story.
At the University of Virginia, the conversation about race has long been fraught. This school's founding father was a slave owner, Thomas Jefferson.
We are very much Thomas Jefferson's university, and there are some good things about that, and then there are some not so great things about that, particularly for people of color. Dr. Paul Harris is an assistant professor at UVA's Curry School of Education. This year, he was recommended for a promotion to associate professor. He also expected to join the permanent ranks of the faculty, but he was denied tenure. So blindsided is probably the best word to describe that interaction that day. Leading up to that moment. He says there were no African Americans on his tenure committee, and that despite strong recommendations in his favor, he says the committee questioned the legitimacy of some of his published work, suggesting that some of the academic journals that published him were not of a high enough standard. What I see is that the journals that were not regarded are journals that speak to marginalized populations, education in urban society. A journal of multicultural education. Harris appealed to the provost. Thousands have signed a petition supporting him. UVA declined to comment on his case, but said promoting and expanding the diversity of our faculty is one of the university's central goals, adding that the university is committed to a fair, impartial, and objective review to assess each tenure applicant's contribution to research, teaching, and service. The legacy of racism looms large in the UVA community. Just a few years ago, it was in Charlottesville that white nationalists staged a Unite the Right march to save a statue of Robert E. Lee, with predictably bloody results.
I think there's blame on both sides. You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either.
Nationwide, just over 5% of the faculty at colleges and universities are Black. At UVA, that percentage is 3.7%, even though Blacks make up nearly 20% of Virginia's population. At UVA, as at most schools, the faculty is much less diverse than the student body. Many schools have been trying for decades to change that.
There's a notion that, we're doing relatively well, certainly compared to 20 or 30 or 40 years ago. Others suggest, well, we're not doing so well. Not really. Not when you really drill down.
The most diverse group of faculty members are not on the tenure track. Adjunct professors and temporary appointments with little seniority and no long-term job security. It's that group that will likely experience job losses first.
People who are entering the market in the last 10 or 15 years are entering at a very challenging time. The new people coming in are coming into a market where the structure of the positions that are available has changed in fundamental ways.
And with COVID-19 forcing many schools to make cutbacks, the virus threatens to undo some of the progress toward racial diversity on campus. Dr. Harris says he's hopeful UVA will reconsider his case. I'm hopeful about turning the corner as an institution and being a part of that change in a meaningful way for not just me, but the faculty to come behind me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.